To read this lovely book, I'm sure you have some questions for me, Albus Dumbledore. So, I'm here to answer them. Ask away. Okay, maybe there aren't questions.
How did you do your research for this book, apart from rereading the theory?
Well, since it's all about me, I just went to my trusty pen sleeve and just looked through the memories of those 7 years over and over and over again. I looked for connections that you couldn't find. I went on this muggle contraption called the internet, I believe, and looked what other people were theorizing. Most of them were horribly wrong, of course, but it never hurts to see what people are saying. Yes?
What would you say were some of your most significant memories in sharing your story with us?
I think it all comes down to 2 speeches I make to Harry. One at the end of his 5th year, when I tell him that I'm going to tell him everything, which... But, as we said, there were a lot of half-truths buried in there. A lot of key sentiments that I expressed, even if no one understood what they meant. For example, the rather sinister sentiment that, what did I care if numbers of nameless and faceless people died in the future if you were here in the present, now and happy? So, that kind of thing. And then, of course, I had to go through the time Harry went to King's Cross and met with me in the afterlife, at which point I almost told him everything. So close. So sort of parsing out the meanings, the, half-truths, the hints and clues in those speeches were sort of a very good jumping-off point to sort of see what the intentions were, and how it all went miserably wrong, as it always did.
Albus, after reading books like this about yourself, has it caused you to doubt any of the choices you made in the past, things you did or didn't tell Harry?
Yes. I make mistakes just like the next person. In fact, being, forgive me, rather cleverer than most men, my mistakes tend to be correspondingly huger. I think I made some questionable decisions during Harry's 5th year. Asking Snape to teach him occlumency was probably not the best plan. Not telling Harry how to destroy Horcruxes and all that. I meant to do it. I was getting around to it. I'm a teacher, so I firmly believe in creating a curriculum. So, first we went through Tom Riddle's background, then his childhood, then we found out he made Horcruxes, then we were on our way to get a Horcrux, the locket, and I was going to take it back to Hogwarts, sit Harry down in my office and being like, look, here's a Horcrux, destroy it. You take this sort of Gryffindor, and you go like this, and that's how you destroy Horcruxes. Like, 3 more hours. And I was spoiled by underestimating a teenage boy, which, if that's not irony, I don't know what is.
How do you feel about being played by Jude Law in the movie, and have you spoken to him?
I have not spoken to him. I would feel much more positively about being played by Jude Law if the man dressed like a wizard. I'm sorry, in the 20s we were not wearing muggle suits. Wizard fashion was not invented in the last 100 years. Yes, I know some people in the audience appreciate how Jude Law looks. And the fact that I look good in anything I wear is accurate. Going for him. But nonetheless, I think the costume department has a lot to answer for. Yes, in the back.
Yes, I can't help but noticing your beard is so incredibly well managed. Special kind of enchanted oil.
I do. Sleek Easy's hair potion. Now, some witches, like one Hermione Granger, thinks it's too much bother to apply every day, but when you gotta look this good, it's worth the time and effort. Yes.
What are some of your favorite knitting patterns?
Oh. Where to even begin? Now, personally, I love the magical knitting pattern to make a Gryffindor scarf. So when you wrap it around your neck, it automatically becomes the perfect length for a scarf. Because it's so hard getting a scarf in the perfect length, as I'm sure you all know. Well, judging by the weather, you may not know. But in the UK, it's very hard. So there is an enchantment for that, and it is excellent. Anyone else? Yes.
Yeah, when, like it's a little more serious, I guess, but when Snape reveals his Patronus to you in your office, after you ask him, like, if he's grown to love the boy, do you, like, how do you interpret his answer when he does that? Is he saying that he actually did, or is he saying that he loved his mother, or, like, what did you think?
I believe that Severus only ever loved Lily. I believe he cared for Harry in as much as the boy was a reminder of Lily, but I don't think he ever truly loved the boy. And I was shocked by that answer. I asked him after all this time, because it has been 16 years. Who the hell pines after their high school crush for 16 years? Just saying. Sorry. Oh, we have some Severus fans in the audience. Yes. Yes.
What do you have to say about what Rita Skeeter wrote about you after you died?
I have thoughts. I have feelings. Now, if she had done as much research as certain other authors, I would feel much more positively about it. And frankly, who wants all of their dirty laundry aired out for the world? I mean, frankly, that's just tacky. Honest or not, it's tacky. Yes?
Given your admittance of your history of omitting the truth and maybe fudging stories here and there and sticking to your curriculum, what are your feelings on loyalty? And do you value loyalty in the people that look to you?
I value it immensely, and I rely upon it. A lot of my schemes would have gone nowhere if people didn't have just blinded, unquestioned. For example, so fun story. So Voldemort gets resurrected, right? And I'm like, I need to keep the guy busy. Because, like, if he's not busy, he's taking down ministries, he's trying to kill my students, it's not fun, right? So I'm like, how can I keep Voldemort busy with something? Oh, I know. I'll set up a decoy. Because Voldemort loves nothing better than MacGuffins. So, I tell all my Order of the Phoenix folks, right, that there is a weapon in the Department of Mysteries that Voldemort's trying to get. And I'm like, yeah, you should, like, guard that weapon. Here's the prophecy. Oh, yeah, the child's going to be born as the 7th month dies. We know that already. Voldemort and Harry are going to have to kill each other. Gee, I wonder what else was going to happen. But by keeping Voldemort chasing after it for a year, I got to, start hunting for the Horcruxes, do some research, deal with Umbridge. So that plan wouldn't have worked if the Order had not just obeyed me without question. But they were like, oh, Dumbledore says there's a weapon? Yep, we will stake our lives on guarding this weapon. I'm like, good, let's do that. And it kept Voldemort busy for a year, so I think job well done.
Loyalty is a means to an end.
Yes.
Everyone says that you're an incredible headmaster, but after some time I get to, how do you explain the logical you used to hire all those different seconds of dark arts?
Okay. There's a twofold answer. So, first, say Professor Quirrell and Professor Lockhart, I hired them because who the hell else was I going to hire? Keep in mind, we've been burning through them at a rate of 1 a year for 40 years. There are not that many qualified witches and wizards in England who can teach defense against the dark arts. So I was just really scraping the bottom of the barrel there for a while. And then, starting with Harry's 3rd year, all the appointments were, motivated by other means. In his 3rd year, I wanted Lupin on hand to deal with his old friend Sirius Black escaping from Azkaban. Now, Lupin was no help because he's totally in love with Sirius, but on the upside, he got to mentor Harry, so that worked out well. For Moody, I hired him because Snape and I had a falling out at the end of Harry's 3rd year, and I needed someone, on the scene I could trust who was capable. So I brought Mount Moody out of retirement. Now, the 5th year, I sort of messed up there. So I was trying to get Slughorn to come to Hogwarts for Harry's 5th year, because I needed that memory from him to find out how many Horcruxes there were. So I just sort of put all my eggs in that basket of trying to get Slughorn to come to Hogwarts, and then just make Snape teach Spencer instead of guards. So I failed at that, and that's how we got stuck with Umbridge. So that one's mine. Yes.
We see you here. Obviously, you exist after death.
Yes.
After did you get to see your parents in Ariana and talk to them, and did they forgive you?
Yes. Okay. How else, please? I won't say any more because I think that was private. Frankly, enough of my family's dirty laundry has been aired out by Rita Skeeter. But yes, in the afterlife, I did reconcile with my family and apologize to them for how badly I messed up. Yes?
Professor Dumbledore, what is it that has made you the greatest wizard ever?
Style. And I think with that, I will depart and allow you to speak to the author of the book.